And welcome to the Raw Preview. We are the Dudley Boys of What Culture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett and Michael Sidgwick here to look ahead to tonight's episode of Raw. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review Raw, but also SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week, complete with a good quiz, of course, on Wrestle Culture. As I said, though, joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick to look ahead to Raw tonight and the go-home show ahead of WrestlePalooza.
Excuse me, I believe our champion, our quarterback, referred to it as WrestlePalooza on SmackDown, so that's what that is now. I'm quite hyped for this card. I want to look at it. There's enough on it on this show that I want to look at.
Something to look at.
Yeah, they've given me something to look at. And it's WWE, and all-time Paulie Formball with the Netflix debut. But this is that, isn't it? This WrestlePalooza show's got that vibe around it. They like their show ones of things historically. Mm-hmm. So I've got no reason to doubt that the big angles will hit tonight. Everything that Raw is feeding into, I think will be quite hot. Can't speak to the rest of it, but the WrestlePalooza stuff I feel like will be hot.
Do they want this to be massive, I read, so that they can basically do WrestleMania in Saudi every year and have this as their sort of domestic big tentpole event?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
I didn't think of that.
I'm sure I read that. It's not my take.
You can't rule any of that stuff out anymore, can you?
No, you can't. No, you can't. As it pertains to WrestlePalooza, look, I understand why they're doing Cena Lesnar. I have zero interest in it whatsoever. I would have zero interest in it principally through Lesnar's involvement, even if they, did those wild, gruesome old Brock angles where he'd be like opening holes in people's heads, and it's like, it's not the way to do it. In fact, if you take that Bret Hart philosophy, it is the last thing you should be doing. In fact, the opposite of what you should be doing, but they were kind of undeniably compelling. It's been one of the many badly built matches in WWE this year. Some appalling comedy, which you'll go into with R-Truth on SmackDown. The most Route 1, come and give him the F5 angle. If you can even call it an angle. They call it an angle because it's like a sharp pivot to another direction. That's the, the etymology of the word in pro wrestling parlance. It's not shifting into an intriguing direction like a heel turn or like a betrayal. It's just Lesnar doing the most bog standard Lesnar things ever. So I can sit back and still, nonetheless, his star power, like a really ugly way of like drumming up publicity is what they're going for. So much so that I don't know why I'm even bothering to critique the content of it. It is completely immaterial. The headline is, we were bold enough to bring Brock Lesnar back. What he actually does barely even matters. But I think they have done a fantastic job with the AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins bill. I never incidentally thought I would mention the words Seth Rollins and phenomenal in the same sentence unless I was being utterly ironic.
Oh, he was wrestling AJ
snarky.
style. Oh, yeah. Can't forget that, of course.
Yeah. I will say that now that we've had the anticipation of the AJ Lee return, which was handled magnificently, then the reality of a wrestler coming back I was never really into. I'm not expecting much from this segment that we're going to get to preview it on Raw this evening, but they've done enough good work, and it's something new, and it's something quite bold, and dare I say it, considering this man, again, doesn't belong in the same sentence as this word. Triple H has done something interesting and unique and quite creative, and I do want to watch that match. They've got a person who doesn't like WWE on a fundamental and stylistic level to get excited about a match, which must mean that WWE fans are really delighted with it.
Before we get into this couple's face-off, a quick word on the news that broke over the weekend. One of Triple H's guys, really, Andrade, gone from WWE. John Alba reporting a wellness policy violation. No real details on that. That led to a suspension, and there's all this stuff going on. Me and Andy talked about it on the news. Your reaction to this, and we'll get to whether Sidge wants him back in AEW in due course.
Yeah.
Alan Partridge shrug.
Yeah, is that... It's not callous because
he's in AEW, yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh, God. I didn't want to pop for that.
Or whatever it is. What did you do that?
Voldemort.
That's a new thing.
It can be us.
That's what I said to him just then.
I'm really scared of him. Really scared. It looks real.
My thing?
That was your thing.
That's my thing, yeah.
Do you know it was never my thing? Andrade.
For Spotify audio listeners, what he did an A and a W with his hands there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said you were going to charge for it if you met people.
$5, yeah.
Picture taken and you would add $5 on the price of a picture. God damn you. Andrade was never my guy, really. And then he did nothing in this run to...
He's done nothing since 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you know what? We sometimes...
Set Cody on fire.
Johnny Gargano gets a lot of pelters on this podcast. He is responsible for the two biggest and best Andrade moments in his NXT run. And look, I'm not saying that this was like a kind of, he just had one great night, because there was obviously some pretty cool moments in Andrade's first run.
I've enjoyed a handful of Andrade matches very much.
I think some people can pull off a fedora. I think it's fair to say. Some people can't, but some people can.
Some people. Yeah, it's, again, like when we talk about releases, you have to be delicate when it sort of feels like this has come as a shock to somebody, when it feels like not just unfair that WWE have done it, but in that way that like life can be cruel, like when wrestlers are told to move to Florida and then they're given the boot, or the pandemic ones. It's a different conversation than it used to be, put it like that. And I think everyone you can apply a bit of nuance to. And I think in the case of Andrade, you are permitted, I guess, by the police of these sort of things to say whether or not you liked his work or didn't like his work or didn't particularly care for his creative, which in my case is all of the above. Wasn't really asked about his work and I didn't care for his creative. And from the outside, at least, it feels like a situation he was fine to be getting out of, as much as one that he was being released from. Yeah, I feel very little, if I'm being brutally honest about it. Shout out to the Andrade fans that are sad that of how this run has gone. I'm not sure I believe some of them when they talk about being fans, because where's the book, Pete? With Andrade's work, you know?
Here's, I'm completely with Hamflett here. I'm going to talk about this briefly as I can, on the basis that he is a funny Maverick style guy who's just decided, well, they're not giving us anything, so I won't go.
I'm fine with that. Do what you like. I quite like that. Like,
that is the story here, where Andrade has sort of broken internal WWE policies, thought to himself, every time he makes a jump, oh, this is the one that's going to make me a big main event player, and it never happens. And he's gone, well, nuts to that, I'm just going to not go. And it's funny because he's a Maverick. If it is on those terms, right, I don't care. But it's a funny story and whatever. Just if he's going
Andrade's funny story.
Yeah, if he's going through some stuff, I don't know, disregard what I'm about to say. It doesn't... I don't care. I do not care at all. Like, I don't want to reduce Andrade's work, because some of the stuff he is capable of doing is genuinely electrifying. Like, my head almost came off the first time I saw the spinning back elbow with the exact same force as his opponent's heads looked like they were nearly coming off. You know, an unbelievable move. He's just one of the least... We've tried to classify certain wrestlers on this podcast as like that enigma tier, where it's like, oh God, are you good or not? Because I don't care about you at all. If you decided to leave the company I prefer watching or whatever, I wouldn't give a toss. Sometimes you electrify me, and that's the most annoying thing. With an Austin Theory, he's not an enigma. He is someone who I just think is pretty bad, and I don't think he'll ever get good, and nothing he does has ever grab me, nor will it ever. Andrade's in that Jay White bracket for me.
Good comparison, yeah.
Where it's like every now and then I'll be almost baffled by their ability to do something to me, or to do something in that ring that just blows me away, and then yet I don't care after. I don't care afterwards.
Sometimes they really curate a vibe around them. You know, I want to visualize
run for like 8 weeks of just like indifference, and then
there's that period where like Andrade and Zelina Vega would do like the double tranquilo in the ropes. Like, that feels like a money act. I'm looking at a money act.
Where's the money?
Yeah, where's the money? Why doesn't it always translate?
Where's the money, Paul?
Where's the money, Paul? It is so weird how you just sometimes in wrestling can't translate that permanently. That Jay White thing's spot on.
Yeah.
When you're with him, you follow it in the mouth of hell. He has that way about him, and then all of a sudden you are so not. You kind of don't want to tell people that you ever liked him.
Yeah.
So
Andrade is in that bracket for me. I just fundamentally never really wanted to watch him do anything other than he's like the opposite of when the bell rang. He had all this going from, and then the bell rang. Andrade is very much couldn't care less about your character or story or the way you build your matches or don't or whatever. Oh, then the bell rings and he's good. He is the anti when the bell rang wrestler, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
I really liked the podcast, just to give it a quick plug. It's still on YouTube, still available as an audio podcast. You talking, was it Fumble or No Fumble, basically, talking about the departures, and Andrade was a part of that, obviously, and their time in AEW. It was fascinating.
he was a agreed signing in one respect because he came back in that Rumble in 2024. And even how he's booked in that match and where he's placed in it, like
it's such an early tell.
Front 10 maybe, and just, this was the night that CM Punk was going to return to the ring, and there was a lot of other cool stuff happening in WWE. And he kind of felt on the outside of that from the off, didn't he? And like, you remember how he was figured into the WrestleMania plans as a bit of we can't not use Andrade.
Sorry, I've already got one planned, by the way. But the second game.
Oh, 2 games?
It's time to play the game! Time to play the game! Ha 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 ha!
How much do you remember Andrade's return in the 2024 Royal Rumble? I want 3 things from each of you. What number did he enter? How many people did he eliminate? And who eliminated him?
He was...
I got a number in mind for his arrival. Put it out there as a bit of a pun. I'll say number 8.
No, dear, that's wrong.
9.
No, dear, that's wrong.
So we can just keep pressing and guessing.
Can do.
Get 3 goals each. That's how these games work.
Yep.
7.
No, dear, that's wrong.
11.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Can't it be that? Can't it be 6?
No, dear, that's wrong.
15.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Foul.
Foul!
God, what a suck-ass loser.
Jay, Jimmy, Grayson Bloody Waller, Andrade. He was in there for just under 23 minutes.
A lot of people do nothing in those Rumbles.
How many eliminations did he get?
He got a grand total of 2 eliminations.
No, dear, that's wrong.
One ski.
No, dear, that's wrong.
0. Paul Levesque can't book!
I don't know.
Right, he can't.
That Rumble.
Imagine, I know...
That Rumble had some real hot moments in it.
Yeah.
Andrade in a hot moment.
Booking fundamentals. If you've brought back a guy, you should really be ahead of this. It's 2024. You know what your newer audience looks like. You should probably think to yourself, especially when the Infinity Gauntlet hires went down like crap ass. All right, they don't much NXT, and there's a new audience who naturally weren't really energized by or engaged with the 2019 that Andrade was really like on.
Yep.
Why don't we book our returning hot stud who's meant to be like, good and impressive to do something that made him look good or impressive in the fictional parameters of the story by having him eliminate someone from the match? No, no elimination. You me?
Does Carlito need to get an elimination, for example, in this Rumble?
No.
He's already on the show. Who eliminated him? Final question.
Oh, God. Braun Breaker.
Good guess, because he was obviously...
No, dear, that's
He got a
wrong.
couple that year, I remember.
Joint highest.
For the joint highest. Kiss my ears, Paul.
See, told you you can't book. Expect my apology.
Not great Rumbles.
Written and circulated widely. I'm going to go with
20 minutes from foul. What's the math on that?
Drew.
No, dear, that's
We're
wrong.
pushing him at the time.
Want a clue?
He is.
This person is heavily featured on Raw.
Punker.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Early night, yes.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Dancing around it.
Seth.
No, dear, that's
close.
wrong.
Jey Uso.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Because there's only 5 of them every
Big
week.
Bronson Reed.
Big Bronson Reed
Yeah.
is correct.
He's in there as a baby face. Also no pop.
Yeah.
But let's turn our attentions to tonight.
Let's push him.
Hell of a hand for half a takeover match. Come on, guys. When there was like 4 other people and it was dressed as Bam Bam Bigelow. There's a ladder as well.
Let's turn our
Loads of
attentions
reasons why that was good that wasn't him. Thompson.
to tonight's show. It emanates from the Ass Mutual Centre in Springfield, of course. The Ass Mutual
Oh, right, okay.
Centre.
Is that Springfield, Massachusetts?
Indeed. Let's talk about this couples face-off. Punk and AJ Lee going face-to-face with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch ahead of Saturday.
I don't wish to simplify it.
Kansas. Just do American places with ass in it now. Seems more fun to do than Raw
Texas.
Preview. Texas.
Indianapolis.
Minneapolis.
Go Carls.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. What did you ask me?
Just
Thinking of air states. Oh,
Punk Lee, Seth, Becky.
not to simplify it maybe, but I think they should probably get some heat. I thought the return was amazing.
Wrestling 101.
Yep. Come on, WWE. Come on, WWE. Like, return was amazing. The follow-up was really good. Get some heat. Like, I really liked Becky Lynch's reveal of the
Shiner.
shiner. So do a little bit of eye for an eye booking. Becky gets a shot, a cheap shot maybe, like sort of they're doing the couple's face off, and then just a little right hook, something like that. Just
To Punk.
To Punk. Why
AJ Lee
not?
ducks.
Yeah, yes, that kind of thing. Just something.
No, save all that for the match.
You reckon?
Aye.
The
The best way to get these spots over, and like I want to see like AJ Lee do a move on Seth, for example.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to get these spots over is in the build, and for about, I would say 75-80% of the match is to like make it seem as though there is going to be absolutely nothing in the way of any intergender spots whatsoever, and then like, oh, they've done it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
want your tits blown off because you want the subverted expectations.
I'd like the when they could mirror like an all-time WhatCulture favorite, the 5-star mix tag. When Ronda gets Triple H
Oh my
almost in
God.
submission. Imagine the bit where the two of them are left in the ring and Seth's kind of using the height difference as well, like really staring down AJ, and she hits the ropes or something, gets Seth in the octopus mid-ring. That's blowing the roof off stuff, isn't it? That one
And is he
visual
going to tease the
of
stomp
him
on AJ?
Triple H
as
in
well?
that match.
completely trapped. Like Triple H was kind of like
He was perfect.
hit genius tier for one of the
He
only
was-
times in
he
his
was
career in that one.
absolutely
If he
perfect
can
in that
agent
match.
that this on Sunday, it'd be.
And that was a shoot, obviously, going to Ronda.
Well, indeed, that was real. She was prepared to go into that one. Like
I'm
fists
telling you
up.
now, that was such a great individual performance on the part of Triple H.
Yep.
Again, all these sentences I never thought I would say. Almost justifies a 2-decade run of I'm not going to sell for you, dickhead, and I'm going to slow it down because
Underrated at making a star because you never see him do it.
I know.
But he really
Like,
knows how to.
He
sometimes.
took that like sort of swarm of body punches, like one of those like Hot Shots action film parody machine gun.
Yes.
It was incredible.
Get off me. Like, they couldn't, Brilliant.
I'm excited for this tonight. I think you're right. I think they need to get some form of revenge because I've liked the way it's like, oh, bollocks. AJ Lee, we didn't think of that one on the SmackDown. And then on the next one, I really liked Becky's selling of Seth accepting the match and her being like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Now they've had a week to prepare.
Wrestling has that funny way as well of just, you can sort of allow stuff just within the confines of the story. Like Seth Rollins has, for all he's like the heel and he'll hit and run and there was a cash in and stuff. He's within the context of the Punk feud, they've had each other's number once in a while. So physically he can get, he's not theoretically afraid, but he's doing quite a good job of selling fear now that AJ's here. Like him stumbling over the guardrail, such a nice character touch. And for once, like he'll back jump CM Punk every week on Raw, given the chance. That's how they'll main event every single friggin' show sometimes. But like he didn't do it as Punk was walking at the ring because AJ Lee was there. So it's just been this nice added detail that I'm afraid of you now this month. I'm a circus clown this month. And you can, I don't know, like, and I'm not saying that cynically. You really can just buy stuff for the duration of the story playing out while AJ Lee's this completely fresh threat that, and it's funny, they were the only two that didn't see it coming. And you really can't allow for these things, like everybody knows apart from them two. What are you doing here, AJ Lee? Like everybody was aware of it but them two.
Now, you alluded to Cena Brock. Brock Lesnar's a dumbass because he showed up on SmackDown being like, where's John Cena? And as you pointed out in the office this morning, John Cena made it very explicit on that Chicago SmackDown. This is my last SmackDown ever.
Yep.
So I don't know what you're expecting there. But thankfully they recovered with that sensational back and forth between him and R-Truth. With somehow they made, sometimes, you can make chicken salad out of,
Chicken
what. Yeah, thanks. But
You were feeding me the line.
yeah, indeed. But
Brock Lesnar could have done that for R-Truth once in a while.
But, making, a real back and forth promo out of 4 sentences they just said in different orders was really a joy to behold. But if he checked his calendar, Brock would know that John Cena is going to be on Raw tonight to answer the challenge. It's all set, obviously, for WrestlePalooza. But before we get to talking about that, because I know you don't really want to talk about it, another game?
It's time to play the game! Time to play the game! Ha ha ha!
Can you name John Cena's final dates? He has less than 9 dates remaining. And it is also, by the way, less than 9 days until Michael Sidgwick's birthday.
Yeah.
Next Monday.
We're all in our... Yeah.
But he has 7 dates remaining, I believe. Hang on, I went on this. There's a tracker now I've found. I believe
Like
that
the Santa tracker, but for Cena.
I believe that includes.
Whoa, here I come with another terrible match. Hey,
If John Cena...
Yeah, he's back.
If John Cena was responsible for giving out Christmas gifts, the magic would be gone because he would just call which ones are going down the chimney.
Where is this mythical John Cena where you can't see him?
Yes.
Same as Santa.
Exactly.
One of those dates of the 7 is, of course, tonight in the Ash Mutual Centre.
Bumbly, bumping down the chimney the wrong way. Arms and legs everywhere. Calling it halfway down. I'm coming down the chimney, kids! Just in case you weren't clear on what was happening next.
So you have 6 dates remaining. Can you work them out?
Saturday night's main event is where it all ends. In Washington, D.C.
How it's like, does he do it in his hometown? Nah, they're getting paid more for Washington.
On the internet. It's not like Peacock and YouTube, whatever it is. Probably got to world. Something terrible. Survivor Series. War Games. Crown Jewel in Pyth.
He's going to Boston. I'm lost. I didn't care about this game.
So,
Not the best game.
does this one count tonight?
That's already included.
Okay.
Okay.
So we got how many more to get? 3.
2 more to get.
2 more to get.
Is he
WrestlePalooza.
in... Have you played this game because it's in a funny place name?
No.
Like Little Cock, Arkansas.
1 day left. Has it been advertised? We know.
Well, it's written here, but weirdly, it's impossible because it's written as... It's weird American dates, obviously. It's written as SmackDown. Well, that's impossible. That's not going to be happening, but it is the...
It's impossible.
It's the 17th of November, which I believe is a Monday, actually, because the week before was in
Survivor
Boston.
Series Go Home Raw, probably.
Around that time. I don't know whether it's... I think they've got the dates wrong, to be honest. You'd be better just guessing the location.
Okay.
It's not Little Cock.
It's not Little Cock, Arkansas.
New
What
York
about
City. Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square? Lady God. Another word for a muff.
Is John Cena
The
gonna
garden will always be the garden, Vinny. What does that mean, Dad?
Is John Cena going to split his jorts tonight?
Maybe.
John Rao tonight.
He's unrouted, yeah.
John Rao
Maybe that was
answering Brock Lesnar.
do you know
Well,
maybe
just
that-
set to appear, basically.
To be fair to that, like the pants splitting bit, maybe that was by design, and it was a little clue for NXT Homecoming because Brock was wearing blue pants.
Oh my god.
Da, 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 da. Oh,
Not the only
Magic,
NXT
that.
reference
It was
set for
good
this
stuff.
podcast,
Pure
by the
magic.
way. Not the only NXT reference set for this podcast. I've got an idea.
Oh, good.
For something on Raw tonight, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. No, John Cena will just do his, he'll suck ass to the crowd. And then he might say, he'll try and build a threat and say something like, I don't know, I've got 7 dates left, but when Brock's through with me, maybe I'll only have one. And I don't care. I don't care about nothing.
I like this babyface Cena thing.
He still blows.
I can't believe they threw so much of it away. I've really
Clever,
enjoyed
I thought.
every town. Nah, I could have had this in every town. It wouldn't have gone away. The pops wouldn't have gotten quieter or anything. Every town was your last town, and it would have been really good. They blew it.
Dog.
You know what it was?
I do like this bit,
It's like
though.
what's that thing about like where like a horse is a dog by committee or whatever it is?
Oh yeah, Camel's a horse by committee.
Camel,
or
it's a
whatever it
road
is.
dog by committee is what it is. Bloody road dog and Travis Scott screwing up John
Yeah.
Cena's year. And
What were they thinking?
Travis Scott's gotten out of Dodge.
What were they thinking?
Bloody hell. Why couldn't friggin'
WWE's got
Triple H stepped in and solved this, clean this mess up?
WWE's got its own Jimmy Jacobs. Even when I thought I knew it was that Jimmy Jacobs,
The double G.
all that TNA on this show, it's Jimmy Jacobs. Get him the fuck out of here.
Remember that? People were obsessed with that, weren't they?
And God, he's
Get
like,
him out of that room. What's he doing to our poor Tony Khan's brain? The poisoned pen of Jimmy Jacobs. James Jacobs.
I mean, if you're in kayfabe, if you're Brock Lesnar and you're looking for John
he didn't know
Cena,
who Okada was. Jesus!
but if you're
Bad
Brock,
ideas. There were 100 of them.
if you're Brock and you're looking, the whole reason he showed up to SmackDown
Yeah.
was to find John Cena, right? I don't know why. The match was already set. I'm fairly certain.
Correct. And he's at next week's SmackDown, another show that John Cena has explicitly
How does
said
Triple
he
H
won't
keep getting away with this?
Because he wasn't in the building for it. That's why we keep
No,
saying
I just mean
it's
generally. I just mean his
Oh, in
life.
general,
Brackets general
the
life.
fall off.
Well, you know, this guy, it's like, whenever like Vince was like in and around it, it was like, Vince idea that. What a shame.
Vinny Jacobs.
What a shame. And now it's whenever he does something crap or he approves something. That's Road Dogg.
He did
I've got
it.
no doubt that SmackDown's worse than Raw and Road Dogg is
Yeah.
an idiot, but come on.
It was really funny when the SmackDown fall off. Just so apparent every single week. And right around that time was like, yeah, Road Dogg's got the book back. It was, like, it was just naked, wasn't it? Just like, ooh, not liking where this wind's blowing. You got this one, Brian? Sure, boss.
Sure, boss.
Just a shaky legs knee dropped into work. You got it.
Yeah, if you're Brock and you want to find John Cena for whatever reason, surely go to the one he's advertised for.
Just look at his very, very public calendar. Like, they couldn't be clearer with what they're using him for. Just turn
And
up
it's
there.
not as if, and I know I'm stepping on the dick of the SmackDown review, but it's not as if like it's some kind of, was it 2008 or 2009 where Miz was doing the whole, I'm going to show up every
Yeah.
week. 2008.
2008, yeah.
And like, look, John Cena, that coward's not here again or whatever. It's not as if, that was good stuff.
Put the score on his wrist every week.
Yeah. It's not as if Lesnar is this kind of guy who's like, John Cena's ducking me. It's like, no, that's the heat because that's how wrestling works. You know, like, he was not on SmackDown, you coward Brock. Why don't you show up to where it's Brock Lesnar? He doesn't really play a traditional heel at all.
Maybe.
Just brainless.
So, right, they played a video.
Arrive, rip trousers, leave.
Brainless. Maybe this is part of it. Maybe we're not giving Triple H enough credit. Yeah.
Good point.
Maybe tonight. So they played a video. They played a video.
It was good,
Which was a
that.
good video. I like
Yeah.
the video too. Like where they just said like it's going to be part one of a two-part where it's like what brought them together the first time around before Brock left in 2004.
Antithesis.
And how yeah, antithesis. And then they're going to do a second part of it for when he comes back. They played quite a bit of Cena finding himself as a rapper, and the first big thing he did as a rapper was challenge the babyface Brock Lesnar, and they showed a bit of the promo where he's like God gave me body but no brain. What if Cena dusts off a bit of that and like smack?
Oh my God.
Piss off.
I don't know.
I love it. I do actually want to see that.
I was just going to say, like, and smack talks Brock for being thick, and the idea is like, yeah, like you still hit hard. The F5 did not feel good. However, you're also still just as dumb as you ever were. I told you where I was going to be. We were sticking it on freaking
Yes.
t-shirts, you dumb ass, and like and he kind of like pokes the bear a bit. So then when Brock turns back up at SmackDown on Friday, He's like, he knows that Cena isn't there, but he's raging. And like, poor R-Truth gets another fight, probably. Lazy bastards. But like, so he's intentionally sort of riled Brock up. He's like, well, this is how I'm going to get you, like I always did, because I've got the mind for all of this and you haven't. When the road got too tough, you split, and just like your pants.
Just like your pants, asshole.
Just like your pants,
Good
you
stuff.
split. And I was always John Cena. I was always going to be the one.
So you think that was foreshadowing?
Maybe it was for maybe.
Well, I don't know why.
Maybe
I'm
they've done
sorry for indulging him.
Maybe they've done it again.
Let's talk about Jey Uso. Big developments for him last week.
Million stories later.
He's turning into Roman Reigns. He attacked LA Knight in the main event, or following the main event last week.
Sorry, who are we talking about here?
Jey Uso.
Who cares? He's a stinker.
Me, that's who. I liked it. I don't know if it's not going to be a full heel turn, but he has remained consistent in being one character who you can sort of, his emotional instability started long before Triple H got this job after Vince McMahon resigned in disgrace. Like, that was the root of the bloodline, ultimately. And it existed right the way through him getting a massive push as a babyface. It existed to him being world champion and always the guy that was like the paper champion who couldn't really believe in himself, and it exists now. And it's consistent. It's consistent with his character. He's going to tag with Jimmy and everything's going to be fine. Like, that's the Usos. That's what they do. And yet they can get beat on the back of this. Like, I expect them to lose to the two Bronnies because now the doubt is back in Jay's mind that he can't really be the guy. And it's all fed off the four-way, and it's all fed off Roman Reigns and telling him not to trust Punk and all that. It's pretty good storytelling, I think. And it's a nice way to put the two Bronnies over the Usos, because normally Big Jim's the banter hound who might be responsible for a loss, but it's like, it's all right. But Jimmy being up for it and Jay's head not being in the game and that being how they lose is quite a nice way to give the two Bronnies like a big tag win. You should belt up Braun and Braun.
I agree.
You should make them tag champions. It puts over the vision. It puts over like the next big thing for them, and beating the Usos. Like, what a way to just have that thing to say. Like, we've surpassed you. Like, you're old news, the whole thing. And it's rooted in Jay's like little breakdown he's having. Like I say, not a full heel turn, but just a nice detail for them, I think.
Yeah, excellent analysis. I think he's covered every base there.
Are you sure? Because there's a lot of bases with these WWE stories.
Not many.
I
I think done a really good job.
Thanks, man.
Can't add much to that.
Well, let's get to my idea, because last week there was meant to be that WrestlePalooza contract signing. Iosuke. I got too excited about. I got so excited about saying Stephanie Vacquet. I messed up Iosuke's name.
Apologise to Nikki Belly.
Green grass.
Blue sky.
There was meant to be the contract signing. No, Stephanie Vacquet.
Yeah.
Then she showed up on the big show, obviously, NXT.
Saving herself for it, presumably.
So do they do the contract signing tonight? And is it interrupted by Fatal Influence?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Fatal Influence, by the way, if you're unaware, are a phenomenal team over on NXT, featuring the former Women's North American Champion Fallon Henley, Jasmine Nix, and the current NXT Women's Champion, JC James.
That's a long-established bit. If you don't watch the NXT podcast, it's because she kind of does, well, many faces.
Yes.
But the face of an 80s high school villain in the world that is NXT. Yeah. And she's done it for several years. She's the NXT Women's Champion. The splitting off into three is something I think you should promote tonight. So yes, you can overlap. That's that like dovetailing stuff that Sidge enjoys. The overlapping of the NXT Homecoming main event and the Stephanie Vacquet Iosuke match at WrestlePalooza.
And Rhea and Asuka and all that, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of it, Asuka being able to lay claim that, no, actually, you were all talking about the best NXT Women's Champion, that was me. Iosuke's like, I think that's me. And Kyrie just being like, it could be me, but please don't shout at me.
Everyone's a Miz.
Everyone's a Miz.
Everyone's a Miz,
Sounds
aren't they?
sounds like a hell of a roster to me, Sid.
No.
If you could build a roster from the
His
ground
dream.
up. If you could build a roster from the ground up, 10 Mizes, please. Because they'll all do what you need. And not expect more.
None of them can wrestle, though, is the thing.
Only matters a little bit.
Good stuff on SmackDown.
Yes, they're back. What was I going to say? Yeah,
It's not Wednesday yet, so I've not watched it.
Okay.
So you lay out the 3-on-3, right? So Stephanie Vacquet back this week with a vengeance to prove that, like, there's no injury worries and that sort of stuff. Like, just physically absolutely decimates Jasmine Nix. She's ready for Io Sky. There's that match set up. Rhea Ripley takes a look at Jacy Jane and does not like the disrespect to her legacy as an NXT Women's Champion, as one of the biggest stars.
That's a dream match, isn't it?
No, but Jacy Jane's like saying like I'm coming for
me.
Coming for you, throwing all the same. But don't forget the deep law. Tiffany Stratton gets revenge on Fallon Henley by pushing her into a bucket.
Oh my God.
And there's
No, don't come on me.
don't come
on.
There's
Come on.
and there's homecoming stuff. Covered everything.
So excited for Tuesday.
Me too.
Big week. What time to remember? 3 hour
I
Dynamite.
don't need 3 hours on Dynamite, bro.
But that could be week 2 of Ladies
Especially
Night,
when
by the way.
it's such a real graps, sicko pilled Dynamite.
That's one singles match.
You wouldn't get that with a roster full of Mizes. Just saying. You'd never get that show.
Yeah, true.
There is a
Look,
singles
I will say that there are 2 matches on this Dynamite where I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, there's one I cannot wait for.
Yeah. Maybe he's talking the same language.
I don't think so.
No.
But one match we're all looking forward to tonight is El Grande Americano versus Dragon Lee,
This again.
which allows me to praise Champ Dominic Mysterio on the AAA Mega Championship over the weekend. And who was the first person that he hugged but his best mate, El Grande Americano?
Yeah. My kids made me watch the last couple of minutes of that because they saw Dirty Dom on SmackDown arriving at Worlds Collide and WWE production worked on them. It's just some other show. Dirty Dom's on it and Penta's on it. Yeah, it's just some other show. You don't need to watch it. Oh, can we at least see that? Fucking fine. Eat Triple A. But I'll make you watch the whole show. It's like catching smoking. If you want Dirty Dom, you're gonna have to watch Mr. Iguana. I would never do that.
Your kids would like Mr. Iguana.
Maybe they would actually. Yeah, I've never found out. I really don't want to. Like, it's quite nice, little Saturday morning tradition, SmackDown with breakfast and that. But don't need engagement with that. If I can't explain to them, I was like, you know how much you're enjoying this. You would have loved it even more in 2023 and 2024 before AAA diluted it along with TNA and everything else that started to ruin it. Can't get that
Mr.
through.
Iguana get an ass in his face?
I don't know.
What?
I saw something and I was like,
Are you sure it was wrestling?
check it out.
I was going to say,
I've got a story to tell you about the weekend actually, but it's definitely not broadcast.
Oh, hell yeah.
listeners and viewers love that.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about?
Dragon Lee and El Grande Americano. You can talk more about the Judgment Day's issues, perhaps, in all this. Or are we getting El Grande Dos again? And who is it? Who could it possibly be?
Who could it possibly? It's Pete Dunne bit, isn't it? There's loads of blue ludes from doinks running around here. That many of them. Like, it's fine. This is fine. I'm being cynical. It's kind of a little bit good match for good match's sake. Feels like we've seen it 100 times, even when in some cases
It might have just happened once.
Yeah. The El Grande Americano stuff is weird because he is received as a beloved babyface.
Yeah.
In AAA, you see those reactions. That's one of the only things that like cuts through the timeline. That it's connected in a different way than the Chad Gable one was doing.
Who?
Sorry. The first several weeks of El Grande Americano.
Yeah, okay, fine.
And Dominic Mysterio winning the mega title is... They've handled this.
Awesome.
They've handled it really well. Like, they don't... The company, Triple H, whatever, don't necessarily want him to be a babyface, but they do manage and massage these babyface nights quite well for Dirty Dom. And I don't...
Didn't have really much say in it either, considering the way we were reacting to Vikingo.
Yeah. Well, that was it, yeah. Like, he was... In that regard, he was the sort of perfect opponent for this guy that the audience had just turned on completely.
The fans are so happy for not Vikingo to be champion.
A little bit. But there's no end to the Intercontinental title reign in sight, and presumably he'll have this mega championship for a while. He should be belted up while you've got Finn Balor trying to be fine with a capital F about it. You know,
We've got loads of belts in the Judgment Day
big
now.
smiles with the tag champions. Everything's gone exactly from plan. Like that bit of it is quite fun. It's just sometimes you got to get through the old match keys first to get to the clubhouse. That's the
Get through the match to get to the club.
Like the price of admission.
Dragon Lee reportedly quite happy. You telling me?
Don't know why. I mean, Look,
he's having an all right run. Like, it's not
really.
I don't think it's as bad as people say, but I can also appreciate there is a way higher ceiling that's not being reached. I think that's where
I don't know him personally. I don't follow much of if he does press interviews or whatever. Dragon Lee had his massive critical acclaim. Well, not massive. Not the level of acclaim was significant. The length of the stint wasn't. But that stuff with Takahashi, like he's had his taste of everyone thinks I'm the business. Everyone thinks I'm King Bollocks. Maybe if he didn't have that, because all wrestlers want the acclaim, maybe he's just had it and thought, I've got WWE, this magic WWE thing now. Keish, and it's barely even a name. I don't know. It's one of those where if someone told me, what do you think Dragon Lee's state of mind is right now, I'd think, he can't be that happy. It's really good. Depends on his motivation level, but he never really gets a chance to show it. I was baffled that he was happy, but I'm baffled by people who are still enthralled to WWE. I spend time with yous all the time, and I just don't get yous at all. Losing common ground.
You can't be good all the time. I'm a realist with WWE,
Well, NXT would beg to disagree.
It would beg to disagree.
So
every week.
Odd, but do what you want. There's people who like what. I'm not necessarily talking about Dragon Lee here because who cares? There are people who grew up on one of the worst versions of it and thought, I'll go and bum for a living. I've been inspired by that, and I'm thinking, you me? Because it was awful.
There are fans. I'm not shooting anyone. There are fans that don't, or I was going to say don't know. That's patronising. That see a push a completely different way to any of us. That's where the Rhea Hogan, Sammy Hogan thing comes from. They don't. They've never seen a push. They watch 2010's WWE and it's like, what the hell is it? Consistent wins and somebody getting over.
Selfish.
Should lay it down as a shoot.
Should just trade wins so everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Everyone can enjoy that.
The next superstar could be a boat.
I assume Dragon Lee's happy there now. They've got his sister AJ's there. Wes is down in NXT. Brocco could be popping up any time. But I'll go a win for El Grande Americano.
So cheap,
man. But speaking of the Judgment Day,
him. He is the result of you in many ways.
Thanks. I think
good chemistry, if you like.
We also
We
also have, speaking of the Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez versus Lyra Valkyria tonight after Raquel's win last week and the interference and what have you. Crazy Bailey still potentially...
Just playing a schizophrenic. Let's not trivialize that. But
it's good to undermine it.
They're trivializing it first.
It's the AJ Lee Derby, isn't it? That's what all this is.
Yeah.
There's the three of them. It's all in the story at the same time. It's like, you're not going to be able to believe he's come back. We'll have to get pictures later on. Isn't it funny how life works, that whole thing? Fine. This,
dare I say, almost nice. This,
almost nice. So my thing with not a match.
Say Crazy Bailey again.
Crazy Bailey.
Pop me.
It doesn't.
Someone else.
Is it in all caps?
No.
Oh, okay. Is it spelled Kerr?
Correct.
Crazy Cupcakes. Yeah.
When
90s
it's
magazine caption thing.
Put in Comic Sans. I don't mind matches for matches' sakes in the women's division because it's sort of like the least wrestling can do, and this is one of those combinations that I like the sound of.
This is one of the better matches that the roster could spew forth.
Yeah,
I really liked the Raquel match last week and the story they told. I had some interesting booking ideas that weren't picked up on by WWE, but I'm going to try again. Last week I pitched a Bailey Buddy shooing up from ringside to knock Lyra Valkyria off the top rope. They went for a distraction.
I was really enjoying that match, and I kept visualising it, because she went to the corner quite a bit.
Yeah.
I kept visualising a Bailey Buddy.
She got caught up there for the Tahana bomb, didn't she?
Yeah. I was like, oh, could be a Bailey Buddy, though.
But this week, was in my booking. That was obviously week 1. Week 2 was going to be lights off, lights on again, a door in the middle of the ring. But instead, I've pivoted. And I have a genuine wrestling question for you. Is a hug a DQ in wrestling?
Why?
Well, it is. So, Lyra Valkyria is setting up for the Nightwing or whatever.
Billy wouldn't have much of a career.
Lights off, lights on again. And Crazy Bailey's there. And she's like, sorry, hug to Lyra. And then, Roxanne hits Pop Rocks or whatever.
No, that wouldn't be.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
Is it?
an
Or
offensive
even if she's
maneuver.
like, get off me, I want to hit the Nightwing.
I suppose then she's kind of trapped her. But then tag teams do that sometimes, and it's only when there's that, like the
Bear hug?
Oh, now. Yeah, she appears to squeeze her in a bear hug. And then the ref, DQ.
Do you have like a squeezeometer then? You know, like they had the popometer for some
Maybe
show.
they introduced it tonight for that express purpose.
I think they should.
Squeezeometer. We're in front of them yet again. Squeezeometer.
What would the catchphrase for the squeezometer be?
Oh, I don't know.
You do know.
You do know.
Oh, squeeze me.
Thank you.
Bing bong, obviously.
Yeah. Bing bong hello. Excuse me. Bailey's entire character centered on an Audible advert.
Oh my god.
Penta Kofi, New Day interfering Penta matches.
Yeah.
Even I don't care about this now.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with this New Day thing.
That's done. I can't even talk about it.
No, that's right. I meant to do it earlier to get it out of the way and I forgot.
Well, it's not a good way to end.
Penta wants an IC title shot, doesn't he?
Yeah, Rusev beat him last week as a result of New Day interference.
Some kind of interference one way or the other, and then we can just move on with our day.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, let us know your thoughts ahead of Raw tonight in the comment section or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch there. You can follow all four of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at.
Michael Hamflett.
Follow Michael Sidgwick at.
M. Sidgwick.
You can follow our brilliant producer Adam Nicholas at.
It's Adam Nicholas.
And you can follow me at Adam Wilbourn on X.
Forget your name.
I was doing.
Oh, sorry. I just heard it delayed.
Subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcast from for daily
That
wrestling
was almost
podcasts.
some words.
SmackDown review coming your way later on today and the Raw review tomorrow. But for now, it's been the Raw preview. My thanks to Hamflett Sidgwick. Thank you for joining us, and we see you soon.